which is Joan Conway's glass art, which we're going to do a little later on today. Char Can't Cook is all about traditional recipes, local gardens, and wild food. And here we have a beautiful local garden. And Joan, you're going to show me around.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
I really am having fun playing with color and playing with how I can incorporate some of the things I like to do with my glass and other art forms with my flowers and plants. So it's really a playful time of year for me. I'm thrilled that my dahlias are open for you.
Wow.
I dig them up every year and keep them in the basement. But what I really like to do is put glass pieces with flowers that work with the color, and they inspire me as I think about different combinations to play with glass.
And why do you love glass so much?
Well, to me they're a metaphor. I really like writing. I'm a poet.
Yes.
And I see glass as a symbol of how light light and heat can create a new element. I don't know if you know how glass is made.
Sand, right?
Yes, sand with amazing heat, and then this luminescent creation is formed. I don't actually make the glass, but I'm just really intrigued with the color and the concept of glass, and also the beauty of it and how it just brings spark. And often in terrace we have these really gray days.
Yes.
Sometimes, the color of glass just adds another dimension of color and playfulness that I really love.
Color and playfulness.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
Right.
For me.
To feed all parts of you.
Absolutely.
Right. Lovely.
So I just try to incorporate them in different areas where they work with the plants. I have a very lovely rose bush that's a little tattered from the rain, but it's just finding glasswork that
so the clear and the white with the white roses.
Yeah, and my little pond over there is bubbling away a little bit and adding another very easy dimension of plant life. I did this. If I can do this, Annie, even you can do this.
I could
Char.
do this?
Yes.
I could have
Char
a garden
could
like
have
this?
a pond.
Okay.
So we'll just walk through my perennial bed here.
What are we going to look at here, Joan?
Well, we have some fun glass here. That's just part of one of these metal trellises that you get. It's just, again, playing with the purples and the pinks, and there's phlox over there. It's kind of hits that other purple accent. And, again, creating color and playfulness. It's nice that the lilies are out and adding their scent to the garden. This is another fun little creation that I made with the plexiglass that I have. It's I keep that up all year long, so I didn't want to hang glass, but I still wanted to capture light and sound and
it's right on a branch.
Yeah. So it's really,
so it can bang in the winter winds.
It can hit the tree and it's all good. So. I like to tuck them away here and there amongst different flowers.
So they're little treasures.
They are little treasures that you just come upon. Or they're in your face too,
right.
And it's just an interesting other dimension to gardening. We have another one tucked away here.
These are lovely tall flowers.
Those dahlias are quite old-fashioned. Yeah, you can get so many different varieties, but I also like the old-fashioned colors and the old-fashioned styles as well.
And are these like the ones in the front yard that you dig up and put in the basement?
That's right. Yeah, I dry them out and then I just dig them in every year. It's always fun to get plants too. I often get plants given to me, and I always am looking at people's gardens and looking at, what wouldn't mind parting with or splitting up,
right.
or,
Yeah, can I have some of that?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
One of those.
And giant, are those sunflowers?
Yeah, I just, we'll just kind of crawl underneath the plum tree
How were your trees hit by that web?
Well, we had to work pretty hard to keep it off because there was a lot of insects at the beginning of the year, and we had to just be really on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too bad right now.
Yeah. So
what are you showing me next?
Just a couple of humongous sunflowers.
Wonderful.
In pots, because often I have such big trees in the yard. I'm really challenged with growing some kinds of plants, and so I thought, well, what the heck? I'll have some potted flowers and some tomatoes and a few things that are easily transportable.
Move into the sun?
Yeah. Now that they're so huge, I just
It's funny to think this came out of a little seed.
Absolutely. It's quite amazing, isn't it? We're pretty thrilled with this apple tree.
Oh, wow.
And this needed a lot of water during the very hot, dry spell. We had to, hand water pretty much every day so that it could keep these apples so lush and
When are the
large.
apples ready?
They'll be ready at the end of August. This variety, they're looking beautiful.
Yeah.
Though.
What variety is it?
So I am not certain.
Because
Yeah.
I have transparents.
Right.
And they're not as pretty as this.
They're very early apple transparents. Eh? Good for applesauce. These
Yeah.
are more of an eating apple.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So we'll carry on down the garden. We might as well walk down the garden path here. It's just kind of fun.
I love that giraffe.
Yes. It's
There is no why to that giraffe, right?
no.
You needed a giraffe.
That's right.
You made one, and it had to become.
Yeah, the door actually I painted when I was first conceptualizing the studio, which we're moving into. Before we actually built, I put 4 pegs on the 4 corners of the studio and had the door standing there as the first beginning idea. Because sometimes the beginning ideas of things can be very challenging in terms of how can I actually pull this
And
off?
you're obviously a very visual person,
Yes,
so you need to have
yes.
something to look at.
Yeah, so that's the painted door. And then the giraffe was a friend to go with it.
Oh, the door needed a friend. So there is a why.
Yes.
And this is a weird piece of wood you found. Is that a root or what is that?
Well, it's actually a piece of driftwood, yeah.
Driftwood. Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
And that giraffe is not going to escape.
No, it isn't.
It's safe.
Whether it likes it or not.
Are those bees?
So these are bees. These are Rudy's bees. He's the local beekeeper in town, and he has hundreds of boxes now. But he put bees in our backyard 4 years ago when he was first starting out, and has still, he maintains them. So they are his bees. But we get the pollination, which is great. Our raspberries were just full and humming with bees this early summer. So I think we had such a bumper crop with the raspberries because of the bees, and possibly the apples as well, as far as how many apples we have on the trees.
Right.
Yeah.
Even in this challenging drought
in this challenging
weather.
Yeah. So it's a very welcome part of the yard.
And nice clover there too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. David planted that clover for them, so
lovely.
Yeah.
And Green Blossom.
Green Blossom, welcome to the studio, Green Blossom Studio. This was built 3 years ago and has been, one of the things that I have wanted for quite some time. And so I do many art forms. Glass is one of the things that I love to do in the summer. I also like to play on other forms. So the space is big enough to have a room of my own, a very big room of my own.
Yes. And you do workshops.
And I do workshops. Yeah. And I've had different events here, some community events where I've wanted to just have the space open and to share it. So it's and it's part of an invitation, this studio.
It's very welcoming.
Thank you.
And the name Green Blossom?
green blossoms. So green meaning new growth. You know, it's a symbol for being alive, as well as blossom, growing, opening. Both of those concepts. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, names have a lot of power to them, and so I actually thought quite a lot before I named it, you know, in terms of what did I want it to represent for me. So I'm very happy with the name.
Lovely.
So come on in. So we'll just put one of these together and you'll have something to take home.
Oh, this is so excellent.
It's very...
I'll take that ready-made one over there.
Char can play.
And this is just...
so David, my partner, is a fisherman, so...
Oh, fishing line.
I steal his fishing line from him.
Excellent.
So we're just going to make a little hanging part, and we have these little cinches. So what you do, how are you with your fine motor skills?
What did you call these?
They're
cinches?
cinches, yes. They're just silver clamps. So what we're going to do...
Clamps, I know.
You can handle that, eh? We're going to wrap the fishing line in the center, and we're going to just take our needle nose pliers and press down so that... There you go. So this is the loop that we're going to hang. So
yeah, I'll hold and you clamp.
Very good.
How are my fine motor skills? Poor.
So I could have taken an easier project, huh? There we go.
Cool.
Okay, now we're going to...
This is a soft metal or something?
It's silver.
It's silver.
Yeah. So now you get to choose, 6 or 7 beads.
Okay.
And no
rules?
No rules. Whatever works for you.
This one doesn't have a hole, so this one I can maybe wrap.
It doesn't have a hole.
I don't know. It doesn't have a hole.
That's a very, very huge one. No, there you go. That's a hole right there.
Oh.
Go for it. With deep concentration.
I'm so klutzy.
Did I challenge you by wanting to do this?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Oh, I love all of these.
I know.
Where did you get these various places, I guess?
Oh, yeah. And, people know that I like beads, and so they...
If they see cool beads, they think, Joan.
My kids give them to me for my birthday or for Christmas and whatnot, so...
I am choosing all the ones that look like they might be, polished rocks.
Oh, nice.
Oh, they're all so nice.
Yeah.
How did you get started with these beads?
Well,
how did that happen?
It's just so funny how things go, eh? It's not like I one day went, I think I'll start playing with glass in the garden. I actually was gifted some glass from a woman that did stained glass, and so I learned how to cut it and wrap it, and so I actually started making all of the smaller pieces for inside the house. And
they're sort of a little reminiscent of dream catchers or wind chimes or some sort of combination.
Yeah, and it's just I think that's part of the creative element is when someone gives you something, it creates a spark of what can I do with this? And then I started making the smaller ones, and then of course I started having fun going to some craft sales over the Christmas holidays and giving them to my friends, and then I found the larger pieces at a garage sale, and then looked up, how can I add some color to these, and then figured out how to paint them, and suddenly here I am with quite a lot of glass.
There's quite a lot of glass, that's true. And so how long ago was that you got your first little present?
I would say I've been playing with glass for about 4 years, And to me, it's just, I don't take it too seriously. I have some things that I do that I take a little bit more seriously in terms of technique, and this is something I can share, something that I suppose one could look at it as the same sort of light as someone that sits down to, knit or crochet. It's just doing something that's fairly pleasant and easy, and there you go, perfect.
I got a perfect.
I'm just going to clasp this so that it doesn't run away on you.
Okay.
You got some nice. It's always kind of cool too when you do something with someone, just with what they choose in terms of color combinations and different techniques too. So, and I'm always learning. I always look at what other people do. I haven't explored the world of stained glass. To me, that's another element that takes quite a lot of expertise in. Mm-hmm. So,
and there's probably more rules to it, right? Like
absolutely,
you have to
there's
set the leading at this temperature or whatever.
Rules to it, yeah. Although I do totally love stained glass and always admire it. So
now
I'm just passing it through.
This is easier.
Yes, that we can do. And again, I'm just using one of these to cinch it on. They're actually called crimps. Crimping.
Crimps.
That's the technical word.
Oh yeah,
for
like
it.
a crimping iron.
You got it. Have you ever played with glass yourself, or? This is
A little bit. Mm-hmm. I painted some mirrors.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole other kind of mirrors are really cool.
And then I used them as a backsplash. And so they got splashed on. And so the paint gradually just, got chipped off and it looked really weird.
Oh. But
it started off pretty, but then it just went into weird.
Well, sometimes, when nature kind of takes it on its own bend, it can do that, eh? Mm-hmm. So, and then we'll pass this one through.
Okay, how far am I pulling this?
We're going to pull it as close to your beadwork as you can.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I will let you crimp.
You were going to let me crimp. Okay.
Char can't crimp.
Your first name goes with quite a lot of things, doesn't it? Yeah. Good. So now we're just going to add a few more beads at the end for
I see.
in between the glass and the plexiglass. So just again, add some of your color there.
And this is gonna hang like is it gonna be beads there or just
no? It's going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is one rule.
There is one rule. Yes. It's always, I look forward to summer for having the time to do this kind of thing, and of course, gardening is a big passion of mine, and flowers is definitely my vegetable garden has succumbed to my flower garden over the years.
Because the beauty is more important.
And also, I actually discovered the community garden as well, which is just down the road, and I don't have to fight with all the huge trees that I have in my yard in the shade.
Oh, so you have vegetables over there too?
Yeah, I have some potatoes and carrots and a few things just because I can actually grow things that like sun.
It's sunny, yeah.
I don't have to fight. So that's another great community resource that we have that I think is not well known.
So that's the Evergreen Community Garden?
That's right.
Right. And then beside it is the Kassan Community Garden.
That's right.
That cooks, grows food for Hungry Kids program, Kalem Community School Society.
That's for sure. Which I actually get to, I work at the alternate school during the year, and so we get some of that produce in the form of soup for some of our kids for our lunch program. So it's really a wonderful resource.
And you can't get more locally grown than that, right?
That's for sure.
And then it's all pesticide free. All that's organic. Yum yum.
Yeah, they do a good job. So I think we're all magpies at heart.
Oh, shiny!
Yes,
right.
yeah. I think, and it's also kind of interesting when I go to the farmers market on Saturdays. I noticed that one of my best customers are people from Prince Rupert, because I think that they actually appreciate, shiny, all of the different ways, with the dark, gloomy
Yes, they
days.
like the bright.
Yeah, so...
And reflecting any sun there is,
right.
or any light there is.
Yeah, so that's, I always enjoy talking with people and finding out where they are, and that seems to be one of the attractions.
So you are helping the citizens of the Northwest overcome gloom. So you are a community service as well.
There you go.
Are you finished, Joyce?
Oh yeah, I am. So now you can grab your plexiglass and we'll just do our last little crimp. And I'll just add that.
Okay, thank you.
And then we can do a little trim and call it done. Good.
I can put this in my window.
You can put it in your window. And on those gloomy winter days, fall days when it's raining, you can capture some of the light.
I made this. No, I accidentally have. No.
It'll work?
Yeah.
It'll work.
It'll work. It'll work. Still good.
Fun.
Thank you so much, Joan.
Thank you,
Joan
Char.
Conway, artist, poet, teacher, gardener, community service.
Dispelling the gloom from the fall days.
Thank you so very much, Joan.
Thanks, Char, for coming into my studio.
Catch us next time. I think we're going to do another garden tour.
No me digas que no.